Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com. Well, it's kind of a bittersweet day today. Everything that's been happening in the world. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into detail, but it's... Let's hope it doesn't end up being as challenging and life-changing as what seems to be happening. Anyway, I'm here to talk about an announcement that I'm going to be showing. Mentioned many times before, but Kevin Gilbert's estate plans have been, off and on, but the last year and a half that The Shaming of the True is finally being released on vinyl, double LP vinyl, and they made an announcement a couple days ago on the Facebook page, coming soon. It will be on sale late, or actually it was a couple weeks ago, late February. And then they said today, and they didn't give an hour, and it was one of those weird things like ticket sales and stuff where I was checking it regularly. And I'm kind of sad to say that some fans weren't able to get the limited edition, as they're calling it. Basically, combination box. It's not a box set exactly. The extended, larger package version of The Shaming of the True vinyl that's come up. But the standard edition is still for sale. Just went on sale today on Kevin Gilbert's site, linked to Pop Plus One. How it's going to differ from this, it'll differ in a lot of ways. There'll be probably some similarities, but the quality, in terms of the packaging, probably is going to be probably a little bit better. But just to go over some of the details, and when okay, so the results for me are, and there's not really a lot of record store day items coming up that I want to get. Maybe Voivod, the two Voivod records, but Steve Hackett Tokyo tapes perhaps. But I end up managing to order one copy of the limited edition, which comes with a hat, comes with a couple other things. I opened it up. Here, let's just see here. Where is it? The details of the limited, which is sold out now. 2 LP, 180 gram, one letterpress hand numbered print, so a little print thing, I think. One custom numbered envelope. One certificate of authenticity, one exclusive beanie, a hat. They're selling the beanies separately too. In fact, I only got one of the Thud ones. I almost wish I would have bought a second one, but. Original 14-track album, meticulously mastered for vinyl by John Cuniberti from the original analog tapes. The two 180-gram LPs are housed inside a 6-panel gatefold. So this is 6. Yeah, so I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of similarities. This is, I think, 6 panels itself. So 6-panel gatefold. Where was I? Six-panel gatefold featuring complete song lyrics, illustrations by John Seabury. Each LP set is accompanied with a hologram emblem on the cover and each is individually numbered, stamped on the inner gatefold. Limited to 100. I should have read this part. Limited to 100 units. So there are only 100 of these suckers. Now that explains why it's sold out. I only bought one. Now, I know people were talking about buying multiple copies of this. I only bought one for it was $99. Was it $100? $99. Let's see here. Each set is assembled and unique in Each set is hand assembled and unique in comparison. So not every single one of these things is going to be slightly different, I guess. Includes limited edition hand numbered 12x12 letterpress talent print. So of course, this version, which I showed years ago and meant to I didn't go into detail when I did the Shaming review a few weeks back when I was doing all the Kevin Gilbert. I'm just wondering. This was really well done when it came out back in 2012 or 2013. Is it the same stuff? Is it different? Is it are they nicer? I don't know. I wonder. Because these, talent print, letterpress in the process of printing from an inked raised surface. A letterpress requires its own ink, fountain, and plate. This printing technique reveals great detail within the image. Letterpress is the oldest of the traditional printing techniques. So it's kind of, organic or analog. Old school. The print is enclosed in a custom numbered envelope and comes with a certificate of authenticity. I don't believe I got that. I don't believe this one came with that certificate of authenticity. I don't remember. I'd have to look again. Completing this set, the Shaman of the True beanie, that hat, only available in this limited edition package. Okay, then I said something wrong because I thought I saw... Well, okay. No, because of the specialty packaging required for this unique item, each set will be sold with individualized shipping. Sets will be issued in successive order. So, you think when I get them, which, you know, the thing is with Pop Plus One, it's like the standard track listing, A, B, C, and D. Pop Plus One has been, you know, they're very good about, when they put stuff for sale, they send it out generally really early. They're not pre-orders generally with anything. I don't think anything's ever been a pre-order on their site. And normally when I just buy stuff just in the inventory, they send it out within a few days. So I just ordered it today. If I had to guess, I probably will receive those packages. I'll get notifications within the next week. Could be middle of next week even. But the Gilbert pin. So yeah, I mean, it's got the first 4 songs. So Water on the Bridge is the first track on side B of the first disc. So that's the limited edition, which, you know, I'm looking at some of the images. Limited, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. You know, maybe what I'll do when I get it, I'll probably be doing this next week then, is I will try to do a comparison, you know. I mean, it really matters, the music is what matters, you know, and how it sounds, of course, but yeah, some of the photos they're using are different. The one with the cigarette and everything like that, he's smoking the cigarette, and yeah, this is a little different. This is I mean, it's not cheap, obviously, $99, but, you know, this is my second favorite album ever. I could have sworn, though, the beanie, the Shaman of the True, like, hat was being sold separately, but... So, I'm looking here. So, I also ended up, just because I wanted to buy, you know, I have 2 copies of Thud on vinyl, and actually, I didn't mention, Toy Matinee got issued on vinyl, and I'm getting those sometime, probably it's supposed to come on April 1st, so sometime in April. But, so here's the standard edition, which just comes with the same track list and it comes with original 14-track album, meticulously mastered for vinyl. This is $45 by John Cuniberti from the original analog tapes. The 280 gram are housed inside the 6-panel kit, so that's the same. Inventory note: the Shaman of the True has a first pressing run of 600 units. It was available while supplies last due to unusually long delays worldwide for vinyl production. Any possible repressing of the Shaman of the True on vinyl would be a minimum of 12 to 16 months for completion. So my impression is they're going to see how well these do, and they may do more, you know. You know, I wouldn't assume they will, but like this Thud, but they're not shutting the door. Unlike Thud, they own the actual masters and the rights to this. They don't have to jump over hurdles to actually be able to release it again. Thud probably never will happen. It'll probably never get issued on CD again, at least not by Kevin Gilbert's estate, unfortunately. So I'm looking here, so that the standard edition is still available. It tells you 600, so you know the 100 sold out within a matter of hours today. The other 600 of the standard might still be. New garment designs. So I didn't buy a beanie because I knew it was coming with that, but yeah, it says it's being shown for sale. Oh, I wonder if that's the same thing, because it says the Shaman of the True on it, but the beanie that they're selling on the site has the picture of Johnny Virgil on it. So being the completist, you know, and I was realizing that they issued some new t-shirts. I bought the one with the shake. There's a juggler head. It's in here. No, yeah, that's right. It's not going to have the long days. Like there's this version from 2000. I think it's 2013. It's still pretty good. It's still going to be considered pretty unique, even though it's a compact disc. That's the other thing I was going to mention. It's like this. It's kind of like this. There's a t-shirt that looks like this, and then there's the Shaman of the True t-shirt puppet head. I had so like, you know, I have now how many t-shirts of Shaman of the Truth, including the talent one. It's like 5. So But I didn't order the CD cover version of the shirt. One of these I have and one of these I don't have. Just the normal... I don't know. So I may have to order that, and if that beanie is a little different with Johnny's face. I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting kind of obsessive. But, so yeah, I was just going to mention that, of course. Like I said, within the next week, I'll do a video showing, I assume, both copies, and maybe I'll show some of the merch, too. I'll be wearing one of those shirts. Kind of, long time coming. It goes back... The long story short is that I remember when I got into the Shaman True, I didn't mention this when I did the video on the actual album. I got the CDs off and on. I got a couple different versions of CDs in the 2000s, up to 2000, whenever that was, 2010, something like that. And I started buying vinyl more when I met my wife in 2011, 2012, really. I bought a little bit of vinyl. At that point, I probably still would have considered it, but then they were going to try to run and make the vinyl. Finally, they had a lot of interest in it. Thud, too. And they didn't get enough people to commit to it. And I think it was $100, at least. Maybe more than that. But so they had the cases, and my belief is that they used the cases they were already going to manufacture for the vinyl they were going to make if they got enough people to commit and pre-order. Was it pre-order? Something like that. But they didn't get enough, and so they used this for the CD, the deluxe whatever version that came out in 2013. But so they didn't go through. So I was of the belief that, well, will it ever come out? I know it was $100, and I mean, money was tight, more tighter than that. I think it was more than $100 actually. So I was buying more vinyl, and I kept on kicking myself like, why didn't I do the pre-order on that? Why didn't I commit to that? I felt that's like it'll never come out now. But then in 2015, when they finally got enough push, and at that point the vinyl interest, and new vinyl especially, as expensive as it is, and Record Store Day especially is added to that, got them to say, all right, we're going to do Thud this one time, and we'll try doing vinyl with it. And they made it exclusively. You can only buy the CD book. You only get the vinyl if you bought the CD book with it. And it worked. It was a success. And I don't know. And then they eventually they sold some of the copies of Thud after that, I think, by themselves. I know they sold the CD book that I've got for Thud over there, but I can show it again for the 773rd time. I think that's what kind of did it. Like, it's like, well, we had success with Thud. All right, let's give Shaming another go. They were kind of hesitant to do that, and they were been issuing a few other things with the estate over the last 6-7 years. That was in 2015 when it was the anniversary. I forgot to mention that 2015, the anniversary of Thud, whatever, the 20th anniversary. So, and then I think it was like 2019 or 2020 some point. The email came out about, stuff coming in the works from Kevin Gilbert's estate, including a Shaming of the True vinyl. And it sounded definitive, like there was almost no doubt, if no doubt whatsoever, from the response from Gruno and from people that were talking about it. Like, it's finally going to happen. It's just not, it was not a matter of if, just a matter of when. I mean, it might have been pre-COVID even. COVID and manufacturing of vinyl, maybe that whole process kind of took them more time, and maybe in their anticipation they probably would have been out by now probably, because it was a couple of years ago, but it was at least a year and a half ago. But given the climate of manufacturing vinyl, it's understandable. And then they had a little bit of snafu and a delay last year, because it was going to come out probably last year. Lord knows they issued all this other stuff, the cover CD, and of course the two big ones, the Call Me Kai package and the giraffe box, basically. So yeah, it's finally happened. It took this long, and once I get it in my hands, hopefully next week I can just put to bed and just say I finally have. I have Brave from Marillion, and I'm going to have Shaming of the True finally on actual vinyl. Just need Apes and Androids Blood Moon. That's probably never going to happen, though. Really never happen. I would be happy if Apes and Androids even got back together. Forget about releasing that. Yeah, the only thing I should also mention is that I asked about, because they were doing some kind of redesign. I thought they were because the Populous One site was not up. I mentioned a box set, because along with the Shaming of the True vinyl that just got released today, went for sale today, there's going to be because there's other stuff that they mentioned in the podcast. That just a new You Are Here podcast about the Shaman of the about the Shaman True with Nick DiVirgilio and John Converti was just put up this morning. They're going to release not a box set. I thought it was a box. Think of it as a box set, but a new multi-disc, yet another incarnation or version of the Shaman of the True on compact disc. But this one's going to have a lot of extra stuff beyond what this one. This only has the alternate version of Parade and the orchestral Long Day's Life, and then that spoken word thing. That's probably going to be sometime either this summer or fall, probably this fall. But it's a quote-unquote multi-disc, so my guess is going to be, it's probably going to look something along the lines of this. If I just had to guess, it'll be done in a similar fashion to this. Maybe it'll be more like Call Me Kai, just from a manufacturing cost standpoint. I don't know how much money it's going to be, but it's going to be 3 discs. It's going to be probably another version, a remastered version of the newest version of The Shaman of the True, and then 2 more discs. Probably, yeah, and that's what this is kind of in the same. I think Bruno had mentioned that the multi-disc version of The Shaman of the True that's going to be put together with this, since it took so long to put the vinyl, they decided to do this with all this extra, all this stuff, recordings and stuff, that it would resemble this in some ways. So, which, oh man, that will be not as great as the vinyl, but, if it's a book too, if it's not going to be a hardbook, at least it may resemble like the style of the CD. Even if it's like Call Me Kai, I'll be more than happy about it, of course. So, again, putting Shaman of the True to bed. Putting the Shaman of the True to bed for now. I should mention also, though, today, as much as the crap that's been happening the last few weeks, especially today with everything overseas, it is kind of a big deal because Cloud Cult, well, they have a new album coming out in a few weeks, Metamorphosis, which I'm really excited about. March 4th, I think it is, so it's a week from Friday, a week from tomorrow. They're going to be streaming, limited at 7 o'clock tonight Central, the Light Chasers performance they did a couple years ago for the Patreon people. I'm not on the Patreon. I probably should be on the Patreon, but check it out. I don't know if it's going to be available after it's done. Maybe it will, but if it's not, I'm going to try to watch it live. Light Chasers is my favorite Cloud Cult album. Their most progressive in some ways. Or it's their biggest, most ambitious album in a lot of ways. So I'm excited about that. Excited about that record too, of course, Metamorphosis. There's some fun stuff. Tomorrow, the 3rd episode of Queen of the Night from Dirt Poor Robins is also being put up. And then we got, Marillion's album, An Hour Before It's Dark. The Tears for Fears album, The Tipping Point, comes out tomorrow also. But then An Hour Before It's Dark comes out next week along with Cloud Cult. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on. I'm almost done with Logan's Run. I got one more episode, so chances are I may do a video. I want to thank a bunch of the people that have found my channel and subscribed. It's just kind of baby steps, but the more people I could reach, that's kind of the goal. That was always the goal of stuff I wrote in the blog. I'm really tempted to start writing more stuff in the blog. I got a lot of things I've not said on camera here or meant to write out. But totally thank a lot of the people that have found my channel, that even if you disagree with me or have issues about my opinions or takes or rankings and stuff like that, I more than appreciate you watching my videos and these videos I'm making. And I hope things are going to start happening for the better. I mean, COVID, it's starting to wane, but we don't know. And, I got to get my 4th shot, the second booster at some point. Going to see the Monkees, hopefully, if the price of gas doesn't become, unaffordable. Or Mickey Dolenz, does the celebration of the Monkees in April. Ours is coming up. There's also that's the other thing. Ours just released a documentary on the making of their self-titled album from 2021, which I have not yet watched all of. I watched a little bit of it, but that's another big deal. I shared it on Twitter. I should share it on Facebook too. But so it's a lot of fun stuff. I mean, you got to just kind of take things in stride and what affects you. The world things are going to happen in the world, and the weather, living situation, medical situations. It all is part of just trying to get through life. Things can be depressing. There was a shooting just on Monday, just down the road from me. One guy died, and one person was in critical condition. Just like literally 3 blocks from me. I don't know. We're not promised tomorrow. All this stuff. If I were to die somehow or whatever happens, maybe someone will find it and appreciate it someday. That's my hope. if nothing else, I'm just sort of doing it for my own dictation that maybe myself or someone I know will find at some point. So, but anyway, I don't want to make this on a depressing end note, but yeah, this is I felt like a kid in the candy store today, finally getting the Kevin Gilbert, The Shaming of the True vinyl as a reality as opposed to just a fantasy. Like I said, now my only hope is the Shame. It's like getting the Monkees in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We have Yes and Rush. Now we see the Monkees, and they just sort of stop harping on it and just not worry about it. Blood Moon, if Blood Moon ever comes out, hold on, let's see. Among some others, but this one would mean the most. If this ever does get released on vinyl like this finally did, I can sort of be happy that my 3 favorite albums are on vinyl. Not that that's the be-all to end-all as a music collector and music fan, but it's kind of a neat deal to finally see something finally happen that you wanted for so many years. I just think that these guys, music it's not really in their landscape, and this is such an obscure record that the only thing is a coworker of mine told me that there's a site or something, there's sites that will they will transfer audio files onto a vinyl for you, and maybe they even manufacture the artwork. That would be a huge deal. So I may have to consider that with like this and the River Empires album and some others, that if they're never going to officially release it, I can't actually pay the artists themselves the money to release it, or even a label that releases it, like the Toy Matinee thing. That might be the next best thing. Years ago I thought a lot of albums actually, there was a guy at Nearfest actually who did this. A lot of albums would be released this way, where you don't get the audio part of it, but at least you get the artwork part of it of your favorite albums, because everything was on CD then. And it's like, well, compare, the big thing about vinyl was you got these big pieces of artwork. So, I don't know. I'll have to do some research. Maybe I'll do a video just talking more about it. But anyway, did you pick up The Shaming if you see this video, or it's still, like I said, the standard edition's still available. Otherwise, what albums are you looking forward to on vinyl, or what albums are you looking forward to? I'd like to hear that again. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.